you also mentioned in the video that you had problems with imposter syndrome in your first jobs. This is also very typical. What's your experience with that? Do you still have imposter syndrome, and how did you cope with that, and how bad actually was it? Do you actually still feel like an imposter, or do you feel comfortable now in your career?
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, I will probably struggle with imposter syndrome in some form or another for, the rest of my life. I think just because that's part of the nature of being human, or at least for me it is. But it was, the imposter syndrome was very difficult and, a lot when I first started out, just because I was working with people who'd gotten bachelor's degrees and master's degrees in computer science. I had not, obviously. And so I almost felt like, not that they'd made a mistake hiring me, but I felt like I'd somehow maybe tricked them or fooled them into thinking I would be a good hire when in reality, maybe I wasn't. But that got a lot better over time, just as I learned and got more confidence as I was getting better at building websites. And so I think the imposter syndrome was more manageable, I think, maybe starting 2 years or so in. And I think now I do still have it just because I don't know everything, but one person can't be expected to know 100% of everything in the field. So I think it's just kind of a matter of trying to do the best I can, making sure I do as much research as I can when I'm making YouTube videos, because I don't want to make a video teaching something that's inaccurate. It's probably my worst nightmare, but I think it's just a matter of trying to do the best you can and knowing that things will get better over time. I am actually planning on making a video about imposter syndrome sometime in the future. So
yeah, I think it's a good idea to make a video about that because the more you talk about this topic, the more people realize that it's very common, and the less they actually suffer under that. And by now, so many people have talked about this, and so many successful people that, I mean, just Googling about imposter syndrome should give you an idea of that it's really common and that it's kind of an illusion because we all figure it out along the way. And even the people I know who studied computer science, they say that most of the stuff they learned by themselves and not actually in their computer science studies, because it's a lot of theory. But the stuff that you really apply on the job has nothing or has not much to do with that. I guess in programming, everyone is self-taught in some way.